It's time for the Billy Flint Experience.
Thank you so much for joining me again. This is the Billy Flint Experience, and I am Billy Flint. Hope everyone is doing well tonight. We're coming live here from Germany. Hope everyone's week is going well so far. We're gonna get into the news, the craziness. But I have to say once again, thank you so much for joining me. And as I always say, hey, if you got 'em, light 'em up. Because I am. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. One thing I gotta say is this world is going to hell in a handbasket. It's going to hell in a handbasket. Oh, let's get to the news. Oh, that was nice. Let's get to the news. As I say, let's get to the fuckery. The craziness that is taking place in the world. I'm having a wonderful time. I don't know about you. The latest thing that is in the news today, of course, the Taliban has taken back Afghanistan. Yeah. I had to pause for that one. Because I think that things are about to get a little serious. First of all, we're dealing with this sickness. You know what? I'm not gonna repeat it. I'm not gonna say the name, but you know what I'm talking about. That every country is dealing with. They're saying that the numbers are going up. You have different variants. You have people not wanting to take the poke for the cure. And that's taking place all over the world. You got people in Paris protesting. You have people over here in Germany protesting. I don't know exactly what's going on back in the United States, but I can only imagine. But anyways, they're saying that the numbers because of the variant are going up. But I find it very interesting that all of this stuff is taking place seemingly, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it just seems that everything is taking place right on time. I don't know about you, but it just appears that way to me. I find it very, very strange. My first initial thought when I was reading the news and they were saying that the Taliban has taken back Kabul. Well, they went to the city of Kabul and they have taken hold of the city and the government and the presidential palace. They're posing with their guns and swords, guillotines, and their fabulous beards. They have some wonderful beards. Their beard game is on point. I just gotta say that, really. It really is. But they were posing in the presidential palace behind this big desk, and they were all striking a pose. I don't know. The refugees the refugees are, people are fleeing. And why not? Because if anybody know their own people and how crazy some of them are, especially religious fanatics, they will be the ones to know best. And they're trying to get the hell out of that country. So you have this, now you have the refugees seeking asylum in different countries. And one thing that I came across as I'm reading and I'm doing research on this is that the Philippines, out of all places, the president, Duterte, he promised to open up the doors, open up the gates, and allowing these refugees to stay in the Philippines. And I think, you know, the reason that he's doing this is because soon there is an election coming up. And in the most southern part of the Philippines, this is Mindanao, you have a great large Muslim faction that is in the lower part, or the most southern part of the Philippines. And Duterte has said that he's going to allow anyone that is seeking asylum, welcome to the Philippines. I got to tell you, give him a round of applause, because he is a clown. Straight clown. I don't get it. The Philippines having, I've been there a couple of times. And right now, what's going on in the world with the sickness and them, every country is trying to administer the poke for the cure. And Philippines, I would think that would be the last country on this planet that will allow these refugees. And I feel bad. I really feel bad for the people that are seeking asylum, because they're trying to get out of that country. Actually, none of this had to happen. None of it had to happen. But it did, thanks to America. Kind of makes me feel good to be an American living in Germany. No, really, I feel like shit. I really do. It's kind of embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. But like I said, none of this had to happen. But it seems, like I said before, that things are happening in place. Things are happening in place with going back. And again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it just has me thinking. Going back to 2001 with the 9/11. Okay. All right. It happened. Believe what you want to believe, whatever, but it happened. But one thing that is truth and fact is that Bush and his administration lied lied about Iraq having weapons of mass destruction. That was a flat out lie. But be that as it may, and if people that are out there that want to apply that geopolitic existential BS, that's fine. Yeah. America and other countries, allied countries, went into Iraq for the resources. Whatever they did over there, oil, heroin, oil, whatever they did over there, fine. It was to maintain the lifestyle that Americans are so spoiled to have. And it's funny now that everything is like it's turning against the very factions that had started all of this. Everything is going back now. Everything is going back, and we are paying for the crap that we started. Not only from 20 years ago, but you can say 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago. But I digress. As I was saying, Duterte, the president of the Philippines, is opening up the doors to allow the refugees seeking asylum into the country. And I don't know, just listen to this. I have a news clip.
Now, the Philippines' doors are open to Afghan refugees following the fall of Kabul, according to Malacanang today. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque made this assurance as thousands of Afghans fled Afghanistan after the Taliban fighters took control of the capital. Take a look. Now, President Duterte himself reiterated the Philippines' willingness to accept refugees in his first ever speech before the UN General Assembly in September in 2020. Meanwhile, Secretary Roque said he is leaving it to the Department of Foreign Affairs to comment on whether the Philippines will recognize and open diplomatic channels with Afghanistan. According to UN High Commission for Refugees, at least 400,000 Afghans have been forced from their homes in 2021 by fighting and are displaced within their own country. Many countries are now bracing for a mass influx of refugees as the Taliban reclaim power in Afghanistan.
Oh, yeah. The Taliban is going on a world tour. They got an axe to grind, and they gonna be chopping heads. I mean, seriously. I mean that figuratively. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what they're gonna do, but I think they definitely have an axe to grind. They have something that they need to get off their chest. They came down from those mountains, those fields, and they're pushing, all the refugees that want to leave. They're leaving. Countries are opening their doors. Well, at least I know for sure the Philippines and other countries are probably going to follow, because this is going to become a humanitarian mission. So, of course, other countries are going to follow through. And what I think is going to take place is that within those refugees, I think that they're going to be terrorist cells. It's going to spread just like the sickness from China. And, I don't even want to get on that one. I don't even want to start with that one. I don't want to get too long. I'm really trying to cut my podcast short. I don't really want to be long-winded, but I don't want to get on that. Maybe at another time. But that's what I'll leave you with. I think that within the refugees that are seeking asylum, and as other countries open their doors to allow these asylum seekers in, within those groups, I really think that they're going to be terrorist cells. I don't know. It makes sense to me. I could be wrong. Let's hope that I am wrong. Because, wow. I don't know. I'm personally, I have a bad feeling about this. I have a bad feeling. Knowing that all the other stuff that has been taking place, and it's been building, and it's been building, and it's been building, and it's been building as the months, the years go on, is just something else takes place. And then something else takes place. And it seems that it's all connected. But like I said, I don't know. I could be wrong. I guess we all have to wait and see. So I'll leave that right there as it is. Leave that. Be that as it may, I should say. Leave it at that. Again, thank you so much for joining me here at the Billy Flint Experience. I am Billy Flint. And I have to say, this is my second podcast, so I'm feeling kind of good, feeling kind of proud, and we're gonna see how. I don't know. We're gonna see how long I can go on with this. But again, thank you so much for listening, and I will look forward to being with you again next time. Have a wonderful, wonderful night or day wherever you are in the world, and take care.